G'day viewers, and welcome back to Aussie Backyard Food. Well, you can probably tell by the look of me that arrow you saw me fire in the last episode was a miss. And you might have guessed it, it was too high. Only a fraction, but that's all it takes. A miss is a miss. It sailed straight between his ears, just enough to give him a fright, which sort of means he probably won't come in quite so close for a while anyway. So it requires another plan, plan C. I hoped it wouldn't come to this. I really hoped I would have got the job done last night, but that wasn't the case. So plan C, I'm going to try and build a trap. I did a ring around to see if I can hire one, because I know they exist, dog traps, and I know the local produce suppliers has one, but apparently there's been a run on fox traps, dog traps of late, because there's a real problem of foxes in the Blue Mountains at the moment. So we're not the only ones, it seems. So yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm shattered. I haven't had much sleep over the last 2 nights, so I'm probably not making a hell of a lot of sense, so you'll have to forgive me for that. I really want to get some more chooks. I feel like chooks have always been a central part of my food production in the backyard. For instance, we've always got a scraps plate or bowl on the bench. Whatever doesn't get eaten goes in there. We very rarely throw any food away. They're a great composting system. Nothing goes to waste. And I just don't see a way forward as a backyard food producer without chooks. They're integral to the way I garden. So, but there's no point in getting any until I sort this fox out. So that's what I'm going to do, one way or another. Yeah, I feel a bit like Elmer Fudd. Anyway, let's get to building this trap. Well, I've finished my trap. I've loaded it with a fairly rancid chook for bait. It's really quite fruity, very much on the nose, perfect for a fox, I believe. And I'm actually quietly confident in my trap. It might not look much, but I've tested it out a few times. Trying not to get my hopes up after the last 2 nights. But the main benefit with this approach is I should be able to get a good night's sleep. Another day and our fox continues to roam free and our chook continues to putrefy. One thing I suppose though is the fox won't have any trouble finding it. I just hope there's a point where a fox won't turn his nose up at a festive fowl. Let's see how tonight goes. I'm just hoping really that it's a matter of the fox getting used to something new in its territory, because as I've found over the last few nights, they do seem to be creatures of habit and very territorial. So we'll see how we go tonight. Well, it's day 5 and still no fox. So I've called on a mate and a neighbour. He's also a fellow backyard food producer, and he reckons he's got a few ideas on how to catch a fox. So I thought we might go and see him and pick his brains. Hear a bit of noise coming from the garage. Glenn. Good, mate. Got a fox problem. What are you up to? Nice, is that your creation?
Yeah, yep. Well, adapted it from plants.
Mate, looks very professional.
Thanks.
Welcome to Aussie Backyard Food, mate.
Thanks, Sean.
Geez, you got a neat looking garage, mate. I don't think I'm brave enough to show mine on YouTube.
It's taken a while to get this way. Yeah, usually it's messier.
So these are your wares, eh?
Yeah.
Would you mind showing us what you're doing?
Yeah, fine, yeah. So we can look at this one here. This is the basic concept is we start with a roof, obviously. The roof's here.
Yeah.
There'll be more panels on here. Keep the rain out, and it keeps some ventilation to let the heat escape through summer.
Awesome.
And
sawdust, eh?
Yes, this is what's called the quilt box.
Oh yeah.
So there's sawdust, or you can put straw or something else in there that's got an insulative quality.
Oh yeah. And a bit absorbative, I suppose, as well.
Yeah, so it helps to absorb the moisture, excess moisture from the hive.
Well, I know I get that with mine. I get a lot of condensation this time of year.
Yeah, so it helps them.
And you've made all that by hand, mate?
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yep. So there's some nice handles on the side to help lift them off. There's rebates here for the frames.
Cool. So, if I can be rude enough to interrupt you from your work, would you mind coming to have a look at my fox trap?
No problem.
Awesome.
No problem
So here we are in Glenn's backyard. Glenn being a fellow backyard food producer, he's just showing us around his chook shed and the advantages of which I'm starting to realise now, of having a fully enclosed one. Especially regarding foxes. So you can see lots of happy, healthy looking chooks in there, fully roofed on a concrete slab. All right, let's go and sort this fox out. So here we go, mate. This is it. What do you think?
It looks good.
It's a bit rough and ready, but
oh, it is, but I can see how it's going to work.
Yeah. It seems like the gradually decomposing putrid chook is not, getting the fox in there.
Maybe try something fresh.
Yeah. Glenn was saying to me before that he thinks chicken wings might do the job. And you think like a slow introduction process, Glenn?
Yeah, I think let the fox get comfortable.
Okay.
Feed him a few nights, give him a few freebies.
Yep.
Let him realise this is where he can come for a safe meal.
Okay.
Let him get really comfortable and then surprise him.
Play the long game.
Yeah. If you're going to catch a fox, you've got to be slow like a fox.
Think like a fox.
Yep, like a fox.
And be the fox. Okay. I can do that.
Yeah, no, I think it's...
you think it'll hold it?
Fox-proof, yeah.
Well, and I threw this on to stop him trying to have a go at it from the side.
Yeah,
and
good.
Activating the trap while he's not inside.
Yep, you don't want him cheating.
No. But yeah, like as soon as he pulls on this, on the bait, I think that'll hold him.
You want to sharpen that up?
I like your thinking, mate. Well, I mean, there's a chance we mightn't be here.
Yeah.
So that's why I thought that's what I've done, viewers. I've lined the back side of this guillotine-style trapdoor with a bit of sheet metal, because I was worried about him maybe scratching through it.
Yeah, eating his way up.
Yeah, if he was there for a while.
Yep.
And I've loaded it up with a bit of lead sheet. Good one. Fingers crossed. So we might try your method, mate. And,
well, it can't hurt.
yeah, gradual, ease him into it.
Yeah.
Okay. Look at that marinated goodness. Chicken necks. And I've gone one better. My own special marinade. a few people have said to me that a fox will clean up cat food. So I've actually marinated my chicken necks in some sardines and some sardine juices, just to let that all fully infuse. Tempting. Just feel lucky there's no such thing as smell-o-vision. Okay, now for initial introductory. I don't suppose it matters if I drop a bit around, because what we are trying to do is create a nice aroma and bring that fox in from a good distance. So we'll start off with one marinated chicken neck, just there. So what I'll be looking for is, over the next hopefully day, maybe 2, maybe 3, is for that to disappear. And when it does, we know it's time to put one a little closer towards the entrance of our trap. Get that fox. Well, it's 6 days since our chooks were killed, and a day after we had our visit from our kind neighbour Glenn. And just an update on how we went with the chicken necks last night. They were very popular with Mr. Fox. In fact, the first one that I placed a metre outside the front of our trap was gone by 10 o'clock. So I put another one just inside the trap, and it was gone before sunlight this morning. So something that Glenn said yesterday is resonating with me today. Think like a fox, Sean. Think like a fox. So, what would I do if I was a fox? I would be pretty keen to get some more marinated chicken necks, and I would be prepared to go a little further. So I'm going to put the bait in a little further. And just to rule out the possibility of bush rats being a factor, I'm going to load our trap tonight. I'm going to load our bait hook. That'll mean the rats can't get the bait, and it'll also give us, let's face it, an opportunity at catching Mr. Fox. So a little update, a couple of mods on our trap. I've taken, you might have noticed yesterday I had a big lump of lead on top of here to weigh the trapdoor down. I've taken that off because it meant this pin that holds the door up was a little hard to pull out. So what I've put in its place is this little bit of sheet metal as a latch. As you can see, the door won't come up now. Much happier with that. And yep, still trying to not get my hopes up, because let's face it, day 6, it's turning out a little harder than I would have first envisaged. But anyway, we push on. I'm determined to come out on top in this battle of the minds. Well, it's the afternoon of the 7th day since our chooks were killed, and we've had a breakthrough, albeit no fox. The bait was taken without activating the trapdoor, unfortunately, but that's a good sign. I simply figure all I've got to do is more firmly attach that bait to the bait hook, and we should get our fox. So I'm hopeful that tomorrow I'll have some good news. Well, it's day 8, and I've got to thank you for sticking with me through what is becoming an epic saga, a battle between two minds. I must admit, I'm struggling. I realised last night that I'm doing more to feed bush rats than I am to lure foxes. I went out and checked my bait last night at about 11 o'clock and found it half chewed out, and I'd tied it in to the point where it wasn't easy. It was so secure that the rats were, or whatever it was having to eat around the rope, the string that I had it tied in place with. It was gnawed at. It was actually pulled through the side of the cage. There's no way a fox could have done that. So, yes, that's right. We're looking at Plan D. But I think it's a good one. What I've done is I've rigged up it's like an in-ground fox fishing pole. It's basically a bit of PVC pressure pipe with a hole drilled through it, just here, out of reach of the rats, hopefully, with our chicken neck attached via a wire. At the top, I've got a fishing line attached, just up here, and the fishing line goes from the top of our fishing rod through to that window there. On the end of the fishing line we have a bell. Yes. So we're going to know every time Mr. Fox pays a visit. Is that a fox? No, just a foxy lady. Better luck next time. Well, it's day 11 and there's been no tinkling on our fox bell whatsoever. You might think, what's he going to do next? Surely he's run out of ideas. No, I'm just getting started. I'm just getting serious. Dead rooster, generously donated by Jason at our local produce supplies. His idea, his thinking is, use the real thing. Much the same as we did with the original dead chook, which is now, well, I'm not going near it. So what I'm going to do is drag this dead rooster all over the place, spreading scent, and I'm going to bring it back here and I'm going to peg it into the ground in a nice central spot of the yard, easy target range, and we go back to the bow. All right, I've just got a call from our mate Jason at Sun Valley Produce, and he's got a live rooster for me. He's just gotten back from the auctions. Actually, he's got 3. He said I can have all if I want, but I'm not sure I'd be real popular with the family or the neighbours with 3 separate roosters crowing. Not sure how that'd work out, so just take the best looking one, and add Shaw to bring in the fox, I reckon. Let's see how it goes tonight, eh? Okay, we've got our new rooster in place, and he's got a good set of lungs on him, albeit them little lungs. Yeah, thinking that he should do the job. But I've got something more interesting to have a look at. Come for a walk. In the process of dragging our old dead rooster around, I thought, let's have a look at the trap. Yesterday I baited it with one of the rats I'd managed to trap, and have a look at what I spotted here. Have a look at that clear paw print, and even better, look at those paw prints just in there. He's clearly come into the trap and had a good sniff of our rat. I tell you what, I know you'd be the first to recognise that I'm guilty of easily getting my hopes up, but you got to admit, some promising signs. I've got a good feeling about tonight. I think it's it. It'll be 2 weeks tonight since our chooks were killed. Bring it on. Okay, day 14, and this is really starting to do my head in. This is how I found the trap this morning. It had been triggered, activated. The bait had been taken and the dirt floor all messed up, but no animal. What gives? The only thing I can assume is it's pushed its way out through a smaller gap than I thought it could. I'm running out of ideas, and to be honest, I'm starting to get a little bit down about it. I spent another night on the bow, staring out a window, to no avail. I'm going to give it one more crack. I happen to have some finer mesh, a roll of finer mesh there, and I'm going to encase what I've already made. As bodgy as it's going to look, it should do the job of just limiting any chance of allowing the fox to get out. So we'll give that a crack, and maybe I just got to come to grips with the fact that I'm not going to have any chooks. Nah. Day 17 since we lost our chooks. Still no fox. So what I've decided is to suspend this operation for a little while at least, because all I've succeeded in doing is creating a super sensitive fox. I don't want you to think I'm giving up. Oh, I'm not giving up. No one fox with my chooks and gets away with it. I've got a couple more tricks up the sleeve, but I'm going to have to wait. I'm going to have to bide my time and lure him back in. Stay tuned.